We'll go with 6
for the YouTube crowd. All right, KO 6 for Billy. All right, thank you for joining us there, Skywalker.
So sorry, man. Hey, 7 Central, bro, is not 7 Eastern. So I got a big mix-up, bro. I forget that you're Central. So
right, but in the post, I put Eastern time. Do you not know how to do the hour back? Is that what we're doing here?
Man, bro.
What up, Skywalker? What's up, homie?
Hey, dude, I even told Carlos I was all 7 your time, bro, and because I had a Carlos from Fantasy Prediction League wanting to hop in and get his take. So I sent him the link right now. My bad. I'm so sorry, guys. Just a busy day. But hey, much love to everybody. And glad to be on.
Hey, you made it, brother.
And we talking about Christian and Billy, that Canadian super middleweight monster. He's been putting people out quick, man. He's got that style, man. That swarm pressure. I got him KO 4 this fight.
KO 4 for Skywalker. All right, cool. Josh, what are your thoughts on this fight?
Hey, this is for me the most interesting fight on the card outside of, I guess, the main event, you could say. But man, I'm so torn, and this is partially because I just like both fighters. I like both fighters in terms of what they bring to the table and just in general. And man, it's been torn. It's been one that I've said was kind of 50-50. But that experience edge is on the side of Mbili. Mbili is a bit more battle-tested, but that's not to say Martinez isn't ready to bring that hammer, because he's got some pop to him as well. He has a win over Carlos Gongora, who's a solid fighter for sure. But Mbili, he has, I guess, in totality, more of the better, I guess, more signature wins. And, man, this is like a prime time, so no excuses for either of them. I think they're coming in both in their prime, ready to go, and it's going to be interesting for sure. Martinez is out of Guatemala. Don't see too many Guatemalan fighters getting to this level right here. I think he has that makeup, that championship style status and makeup. But Mbili, man, he's such a force, and he goes nonstop. And man, he's just been impressive his entire career, because usually when you see guys who throw that amount of punches with that type of build that he has, they really don't tend to last in the later rounds. But that is opposite the case there with Mbili, because he's winging these things for the duration. So you could argue he's built different in some sense. So, man, this is such a tough one here for me. Such a tough one. I mean that legitimately. I think that, it's so freaking tough right there. I'm going to go draw for this contest.
Yo, draw.
Oh, sir.
All right, well, just to let you all know and update you on these odds, Mbili is a 170 favorite, Martinez a 135 underdog. Clubber D, what do you have on this fight?
Like everybody said, this is a tough fight, and kind of like the prior 2 fights we just talked about, this can be fight of the night without even going to the main event, which is going to be hopefully fingers and toenails crossed is a big one as well. My thing with Lester Martinez, he trains with Bomac and Crawford. Bomac says that he gets stronger later in rounds. He's going to have to stay on that front foot. He's going to have to use that jab. He is a taller, bigger guy, but and Billy, he's nonstop pressure. He has great endurance. He's going to try to take you out. His last fight was a first round knockout. I mean, he's knocked someone out. It looked like he was saluting when he was going back. I mean, this man has some serious knock the race off your face power, and they are going to meet in the ring and kind of see who's the better fighter. And I feel like it's that scene from Creed, I think part 2, when he had the tire and they're in the desert and you put your foot in the tire with the other person, you're just going at it. I feel like that's going to be this fight, and I for some reason, Lester Martinez, shout out to my man Glenn, who runs Auto Game Detailing out in Stafford, Virginia. That's the homie. He's from Guatemala. Got a lot of close dear friends that are Guatemalan, and this man's born and raised in Guatemala, I think city. I think it's where he's from, but he's a hell of a fighter. But I got to stick with my Mbili KO in 7 rounds. Okay, I got Mbili winning in 7 rounds, but I'm gonna do a Clubber caveat. I can also see Lester winning in 10 rounds, but I'm gonna go with Mbili in 7.
When I was looking at this, man, I didn't notice that it was Lester Martinez. I thought it was a different Martinez, but this is the one that beat Joshawn James.
Yep.
Oh, this guy's a bad dude, bro. This is gonna be like Josh said, this is gonna be a good fight. Talk about a 50-50 fight right here. Both guys
Gungor is the only opponent they both win against. I think Lester stopped him and went the distance with Billy. So that's why I'm
style of fighters though. Lester Martinez is got that one hitter quitter. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna put your ass to sleep with the thunder. And Billy is just constant motherfucking pressure, getting cracked. So it's different kind of power. Both pretty scary. It's gonna be a good fight.
Got one last question. Oh, my bad. Go ahead. My bad.
No, go ahead. Go.
I would say, like, to me, this is like a poor man's Morel versus Benavidez.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody would agree with that. Like poor
it is. Yeah, you're right.
I think there's going to be a lot of 50-50 exchanges, right?
Yeah.
Because they both are crushers. And I just think Billy's going to get to him faster.
Me too.
I just do. I see it happen. I see somebody swinging, and I see somebody getting there first, and it's just you just running right through it. Yeah, both of them do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but both of them have something.
3+ knockdowns.
Melatonin awards coming up.
Hey,
go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I will say that in Billy, I think you mentioned Omar, they have him rated number 1 there at 168, which I think is deserved. He's put in some good work here. So this is a tough fight for him, a risky fight for him, as well as everyone kind of waits in line for that Canelo sweepstakes that everyone ultimately hopes to get. So it's a risky fight.
Yeah, I mean, it is a very risky fight. And again, it's also just like the last couple fights we talked about, 2 very heavy hitters. These guys, again, are knocking out most of their opponents. But as you mentioned, it seems like, at least when you watch these fighters, and Billy's power is just a little more powerful, like Skywalker was saying. I think that's evident when you're looking at the TV. So yeah, I think it's going to be a really great fight here as well. But again, I'm going to go in terms here of them both being really good fighters, good records, heavy hitters. I'm going to go with experience here. And then Billy is the one with the experience. So I'm going to go KO as well. Let's go, I don't know. Let's go KO 8, maybe. I don't even know. I might have to change that later. But that sounds – actually, I think he'll knock him out even earlier than that. So probably like a KO 6 or 7, I would even say.
I had 7. Would you have, Yayo?
I went with 6.
Okay.
6,
cool.
7, 8. I like it.
Since I didn't know which Lester it was, can I switch my pick?
Of course you can.
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna do KO 7 as well. If that's okay. Yeah, a little later, I think.
I ain't Vegas. I ain't holding you to no bets.
Yeah, no, KO 7. Yeah, I'm gonna go KO 7 and Billy, and I think it's gonna be like not a KO. It's gonna be a TKO, and it's gonna be a ref stopping it because there's too many big shots being landed.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I might have to watch this with one shoe on, and I have to pull a sleeve up just like that. I might just sleeve up on this side, shoe off on the other side. I might have to watch it just mismatch like that. You know what I'm saying?
Let's see some comments here. Morning Wombat says, I'm backing in Billy here. I think he's the better athlete of the 2, and I think he's fought the better opposition with Selecki and Derevchenko. Everybody seems to agree with you there, Morning Wombat.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Jose
You interviewed
Diaz,
Derevchenko.
we appreciate you tuning in, brother. What'd you say, Clubber?
You interviewed him, Derevchenko.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
The homie.
Country Box.
Ukrainian sensation.
Yeah.
Got cheated on some fights. I tell you, got cheated against Triple G. He won that.
Triple G, I thought he won that fight.
He won that fight.
I had him winning that fight.
Yeah, he went on the tough end of some decisions for sure.
I thought he got Charlo also.
That Munguia fight was good.
Munguia. That's what I thought he got. Yeah, Munguia.
Fight of the year.
Yeah, that was the fight of the year. Man, we just seen the fight of the year the other day, guys. I don't know if you guys were watching that damn fight the other night. Damn, Diaz and Sugar Nunez for the IBF strap.
Oh, I need to see it.
I caught highlights.
Holy
I didn't see. I need to watch that full fight. I only caught highlights of it.
Holy shit! Watch that
YouTube.
whole fight if you can get a chance. That fight was fight of the year for me so far. 2020.
Oh, there you go. There's a recommendation for you. Go check that out, y'all.
Fight of the year for me. So for Skywalker, Sugar Nunez and Diaz, man, for that IBF strap. Wow, Diaz came to fight, man. That was a good fight.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, yeah, that reminds me. I want to mention again that Billy Martinez is for the interim WBC super middleweight title, so it is for an interim title.
Maybe the winner gets a shot at Canelo potentially.
If Canelo wins,
Crawford, new undisputed.
yeah.
Hey, might be issues if Lester wins because he trains with Bomac, and that's Crawford's trainer. So it might be a little, you never.
Belts are up for grabs. Hey,
but maybe Crawford, it'll be his swan song if he wins. He's like, I'm done.
Nothing else to do. Nothing
appreciate
else.
the love, Just Frank. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you very much. Again, make sure you hit that like button, whether watching now or on the replay. It is free to you, but it is invaluable to us. It helps everybody out in the algorithm, boosts us up there a little bit as well. Please make sure you subscribe to all of these channels: Clubber D, 86 Boxing, Skywalker Boxing Media, Mo Boxing No Problems, and on Instagram, Papi Chun Yayo. And don't forget Ball and Buds. There's a handy QR code there for you. Oh, at the top and bottom, because I'm mixing banners now because I forgot I put the overlay up. So let's go to that one then. Don't want to hide Josh's logo there that I had to support my man who made this background for us. So thank you, sir. But that QR code will take you to Ball and Buds, and you'll be able to follow all of our socials. You can find Clubber D's there as well. Cool. Jose Diaz, there's the biggest size difference. I think he's referring to the last conversation that you gentlemen were having. So we'll go there. And now we're going to get into the main event of the evening, what we all came for. Yes, one of the biggest fights most of the memory that I have. I don't even want to say recent memory. It's just like in memory. We got Canelo Saul Alvarez 63 2-2 versus Terrence Bud, the illest you-know-what from Nebraska, Crawford. And we got them coming in at 41-0, undefeated, by the way. And let's not forget, Crawford here is going to try to become the first men's boxer to be undisputed champion in 3 weight classes in the 4-belt era. Clarissa Shields just recently did that for the women's side when she defeated Danielle Perkins for the heavyweight title in July. Professor's fun fact there. But anyways, when we're looking at this, let's look at the odds. The odds are 180 favorite in terms of Alvarez. Crawford is a 145 underdog. Crawford is 2 years older and 1 inch shorter. We also have all heard about the size difference. Obviously, moving up 2 weight classes is huge, going from 147 to 168, which you're going to end up at. Wowzers. What a huge main event. Clubber D, we are starting with you. What are your thoughts on this fight?
Well, I mean, when we first talked about this a while ago, I was like, Styles, not Styles make fights, but there's weight classes for a reason and things of that nature. Crawford last fought at 154 over a year ago, so he's had time to put the proper weight on and train correctly for this fight. Charlo came out in a recent interview saying that he wished he would have held more weight when he fought Canelo, and he just put on his track shoes the whole fight. I honestly feel Crawford will have a great game plan. He's not a runner. For all you fans saying that he runs. He doesn't run. So what are you talking about? I think he's going to go to the body. I think he's going to do his best to keep Canelo off him, because the main thing is going to be hitting the arms. Canelo's just try to bruise him anywhere. You know what I'm saying? I think that's going to be Canelo's game plan going into this fight. Canelo's going to be the bigger guy, obviously. I'm going to go with a split decision. I'm going to go with Crawford because there's no way in hell you're going to win unanimously against Canelo. This is no way. Ask Floyd. Ask Bivol, and we all seen those fights. I'm going to go with Crawford split decision. Caveat, a draw.
See, this is crazy because when I was making my pick earlier, Clubber D, I was thinking about all the times we've talked about this fight over the past couple of years since it was first announced. And I was thinking about all the times you mentioned that size difference is just going to be too much. And a lot of people agree with you. A lot of people that have been talking about this week, including Mike Tyson, came out and said as much as he wants Crawford to win, he thinks the size difference is just going to be too much. So Mike Tyson agrees with you there. But then you look at somebody like Teddy Atlas, who comes in and points out that, just like you had mentioned just now in Canelo's last fight, not as active anymore. Nope. How can that affect the fight as we're coming in? Plus, as you mentioned as well, Crawford has had time to gain into that actual weight that he's building into. So all of these things, as I was thinking about my pick, I'm also analyzing these things, and I'm thinking, and now that you've said this, I'm like, damn, we were thinking along the same exact line. So that's crazy. But yeah, there you go. Josh, what do you think about all this?
Man, this is crazy. This is crazy. I'll try not to be long-winded. Now, leading up to this, I've been leaning, no stranger to leaning towards Canelo in all of the previous conversations I've had surrounding this. I've leaned in the direction of Canelo Alvarez, factoring in kind of the size, his status there is being solidified at 168 pounds, then what it is and what it means for Bud Crawford to jump up 2 weight classes to try and take out the top dog at that weight class. But I've thought long and hard over it for several weeks now, and even here within the last week or so, even harder. I'll say that, Bud, there's just something about him. He is mentally tough. He's 100% dedicated to this. He's going about everything the right way, tactful, meticulous. He's going to make sure that he comes in there 100% ready to go, and he's put on the weight the right way, which is all you can ask for. And there's something about those guys who don't blow up in the off season or whatever you want to call it, who don't get far beyond what they generally walk around at or whatever it may be. And I think he is one of those guys. He doesn't smoke, doesn't drink. He's 100% dedicated to this sport. And, he's got some dog in him. And I just feel like he has some of that dog in him that might be a little bit different, coming up in Omaha, Nebraska. Bud Crawford, Omaha, Nebraska. I can only imagine there in school and all of that stuff. And he said he used to have to fight all the time. I can only imagine the Jones and the joking and all that stuff that built him up. Mentally, I think he's mentally tough. He's mentally there. I always say that it's interesting, but we have some historical precedent in terms of a great smaller fighter going up to be a great bigger fighter. And you could argue, okay, where were they at? Whether or not they were both in their primes or whatever. But I'm thinking Carmen Basilio, Sugar Ray Robinson. So Basilio was welterweight champion of the world, went up to beat the middleweight champion, Sugar Ray Robinson. And this was a case where you didn't have the in-between 154-pound class. So essentially like jumping up 2 weight classes. You have Leonard going up, beat Hagler. By that same token, Duran went up, beat Leonard. You could say the top style of fight that he fought. And I think about guys like Barbados Joe Walcott, who was 5'1", up 40, and he could knock out heavyweights, things of that nature. And this is going way back there. So what I'm saying, I say that to say that, man, as I've thought about it and looked at sort of how Crawford has approached this, his confidence and overall expectations, and taking nothing away from Canelo, because I think he is one of those guys who makes it a situation where a smaller great fighter is fighting a bigger great fighter. But I'm going to go ahead, sign, seal, deliver, and say Terrence Crawford wins this fight. I'm taking the decision. I'm going to say split decision. But I'm going to go with Terrence Crawford. And as I mentioned previously, I've been all in on Canelo, but I just think that there's something, and Crawford has that makeup of some of the guys that I mentioned, like the Basilios, etc., who will go up and, hey, they're not going to be shook. or afraid about what's coming back at them because they're on a single mission, and that mission is driven by their own mentality. So I'm going Crawford, split decision.
Wow. And yeah, you make a good point there because Virgil Hunter, you all know him, who has trained Andre Berto, Andre Ward, so on and so forth, is said that Crawford will have to go ahead and absorb all of, Alvarez's punches. Now, Crawford holds a 3.5-inch reach advantage, but that doesn't mean that if Canelo is able to catch Crawford, which is if with Crawford's speed, that he does still have heavy hands, especially at that bigger weight. So Hunter said Alvarez will have to quicken his pursuit, as you mentioned, right? Obviously, Canelo is going to have to work to cut off the ring at different points and get in front of him. Yayo, what are your thoughts on this huge, huge main event?
Man, I ain't even tripping about none of this shit. Because what really, as a fan of the sport and as a fan of the boxers, I could say this: Canelo Alvarez is a great fighter, Bud Crawford is a great fighter, but there's some bullshit ass fans out here, fam. And them motherfuckers got me in my bag like, oh, it's the blacks versus the Mexicans. No, man, it's two athletes versus two athletes.
Right.
But since y'all motherfuckers been talking a lot of shit, big shit. Listen, I'm gonna give y'all some game real quick. A lot of people say that 10 pounds of fat weighs more than 10 pounds of muscle. You ever heard that before?
Mm-hmm. I've heard it.
I hear it the other way.
I thought it was the other way around. I thought
muscle weighs more than fat.
Oh, muscle weighs more than fat. If
right.
It's 10 pounds of muscle and it's 10 pounds of fat, don't they weigh the same? They both 10 pounds, right?
That's a good point.
True.
Yeah, you're right.
So listen, man, when we get to the weigh-in, both of them are going to be on weight. That means they both weigh the same amount, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know what's fat and I don't know what's muscle. But what I do know is Vegas does not want Canelo to lose. Black folks don't want Crawford to lose. Mexican folks don't want Canelo to lose. It's about to be like a mini civil war. But man, listen. Okay, I'm betting 2 times. I hope I'm riding with Crawford by split decision just because Mexican people done pissed me off for the last longest people with the shit they've been saying about us. You know what I'm saying? So I'm taking Bud by split decision one way, and then I'm taking a split. I would call it a split draw. I think it'll probably be one card in favor for Canelo and 2 draws, 114, 114.
Mm-hmm.
But inside though, I hope Bud beat the brakes off that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But listen, man, you do not have to take punches, fam. I want to be pissed off watching this fight. I want 3 punches to land per round. I want all 3 of them to be Buds. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to see. I want it to be ugly so I can talk some slow shit to these motherfuckers that been talking shit.
Slow shit. That might be the new slogan.
Slow shit. Great. David slays Goliath. Yeah, we've seen it. We didn't see it in history before. One Goliath, the redhead giant. You got to go, man.
Hey, Canelo went up and fought Kovalev, and we jumped to 3? Fight Kovalev, 2 or 3 weight classes.
Man, Kovalev was fighting Canelo like he was sparring with his grandmama.
Oh, he had just fought was it light skin man? Yard. He just fought him like 4 months ago. So
Kovalev didn't punch Canelo hard at all, bro.
Right timing.
I completely agree with what you said about all of the different factions, right? It's Mexican Independence Day. So of course, the contingent is going to be in Vegas hard pause, but also it's his weekend usually, right? That's like his big weekend in Vegas to go out there and show off in front of everyone.
That's Floyd Mayweather's. That's Floyd Mayweather's big weekend. Remember? Did Floyd
around my birthday?
Did Floyd say, "Let me hold that"? Did he?
So, but when you also look at it, right, Turkey Al-Sheikh wanted this fight for a reason. He does like Crawford, right? Oh, yeah. And when you're in Vegas, you see these things all the time with these fights. How are they really? Are they really decided the right way? So I can completely see everything that has been said: split decision, split draw, I can see every ridiculous card out there that could be given for this fight. What do you think, Skywalker?
Hey, respect to both fighters. This is a good fight. I know it's a 2 weight class difference. Canelo, his last fight against Skull, he was, in a tough fight, having to chase Skull down. Skull was running the whole fight. But Crawford, he had a bland performance against a very good fighter in Madrimov. You can't, Madrimov monster, right? I'm not counting Bud out on this fight at all. He's put on the weight correctly. Looks nice. He's a great counter puncher. I think that Canelo is going to be very hesitant on his attacks. We're not going to see an explosive Canelo. I agree with Morning Wombat. We're kind of seeing the tail end of a great fighter in Canelo. This is towards the end of his career. And, this is a legacy fight. Bud is the kind of fighter. I'm giving him way more credit than what they gave Jermell Charlo. And there's a lot of believers in Jermell, and we've seen what Canelo did to Jermell. I got Canelo by decision. I don't think he's going to get Bud out of there. I think he's going to be very cautious with Bud because Bud's one of the best counter punchers in the game and the best switch hitter in the game. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So he's going to have to be very intelligent and cautious with Bud. I'm not counting Bud out. I believe Bud could win this if he can score a lot of nice counters on Canelo's offense and just stay away from him, kind of like how Skull did. Get around the ring and outbox. He can possibly outbox Canelo. So that's my theory. If Bud wins, I believe Bud will win by decision, not by knockout, but a very nice fight. And but yeah, I got Canelo by decision, man.
What kind of decision?
Unanimous
decision. All right, cool. Let's get to the comments here. As he was mentioning, Morning Wombat. I think Canelo is too complacent at this point of his career. The old Canelo who fought Trout and Lara would have cut off the ring. He allowed Skull to circle him for most of the fight. Clever D did say Lara's footwork complicated. Canelo, it was a close fight, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Jose Diaz, why did Boots do that? Skywalker. Oh, that was a comment you were saying about Skywalker. Got you. Salute to Bruce Gass, Boxing, Jazz, and more. We appreciate you tuning in.
Hello, Bruce.
Morning Wombat also says he seems very entitled because he is Canelo and he's been a big star for so long. Let's not forget, after Bivol outclassed him, Canelo was claiming he won the fight. I think that Crawford is hungrier. He then goes on to say, my main concern is the fact that I think Bud has to outbox Canelo to win, and Canelo always seems to get the benefit of the doubt, as I was mentioning just a couple minutes ago.
Decisions.
On the scorecards in Vegas. Yayo comes in. Canelo had trouble with smaller fighters. Jose Diaz says he looks super dehydrated. Yayo says Canelo's output is trash. Jose Diaz has parents by decision. So there you go.
I'm wondering how much Canelo's going to weigh day of the fight, because I remember when he fought Amir Khan, or even when he fought Cotto, just like 2 separate weight classes when they fought. Like Khan said that he was damn near cruiserweight when they fought, and he knocked his head off his shoulders. And when he fought Cotto, he looked so much bigger. I don't know if it was just because he's trying to get revenge on Cotto's older brother that had him rocked back in the day, but I'm really wondering how big Canelo's going to come in for this fight. And I think the key really for Crawford is going to be good to the body. Like Roy Jones thinks he's going to stop him to the body later in the fight, which would be very interesting.
Roy thinks that Bud will stop Canelo.
Yep, to the body.
Hey, I said something. Yeah, I would aim in on that. I wanted to note that I know they announced who the judges are. I can't remember who the judges are. The referee is going to be Steve Taylor, who I think is a solid referee. Got some good experience and all that stuff, so he should let them fight, and he's not the type to jump in there and take a point or anything quick. So I think, this could play out in a multitude of ways here. So it's very interesting, very compelling fight at that as well. And then I was also just thinking of here in the back of my head, remember when Kell Brook jumped up to middleweight to fight Triple G?
Oh, yeah, it's ice socket.
He got Brook down.
Ice pocket.
And I like Brook at that time, and I think he's legit. But man, he just couldn't handle them shots. Now that being said, Crawford, I think the way he's gone about it, he's gonna be a little bit better.
Was that after Earl Spence? The fight directly after Earl Spence? When Earl
went over there and took the one before it actually. I think it was before, or
Because he wasn't ever the same after that eye socket.
oh no, you're right. It was
No.
after. It was. I think it was after actually.
Because Earl had beat him.
No, there's the other socket that got broke.
Yeah.
I think he had both of them broken.
Both of them broke.
Next
Okay.
fight was 2017. I know that
Yeah.
for sure.
And then Crawford did him dirty too.
Yeah, he got that other one.
Because he was never the same after that Triple G. I was like, oh Jesus.
So that's kind of a recent example of where a smaller guy went up and got that hurt and put on him. But that being said, Canelo, he did start out at like 140, the low 140s or something like that, if I'm not mistaken, when he was younger. So it's been a gradual rise for him. Crawford started out at 135. And it is interesting that he's only had that one fight at 154. So it's almost like, hey, you're jumping up 3 weight classes in some sense, but very interesting.
And that usually happens with most boxers as they get older, right? They're going to gain weight. They're going to get bigger. They're going to sort of move up in divisions. And if they're a great boxer, like a Clarissa Shields, like a Terrence Crawford, like a Monster in a way, like these fighters that can move up multiple divisions and win world championships, when you're that good, sometimes weight just doesn't matter. Now, obviously, that's harder to say in combat sports because weight does make a difference most of the time. But when you have a skilled fighter such as Terrence Crawford, sometimes you can just kind of throw the difference out of the window sometimes if you really think that his skill is above and beyond. And when you look at Robert Garcia, the trainer of world junior bantamweight champion Bam Rodriguez, he agreed with you, Yayo, and he was saying, and Skywalker, and he was saying it doesn't really matter who he's facing, right? He needs to be able to move, and as Josh was saying, move quickly to the body, duck out of the way, stay out of the way of punches of Canelo, ducking and moving, sticking to the body, and just trying to capture points. At the end of rounds, he said he's going to have the perfect fight at the beginning. In those first 6 rounds, he's going to have to gain those points on Canelo then, because obviously as the fight goes on, right, those heavier punchers weigh on is what he said. And as I'm looking at it, right, I'm agreeing also with what Skywalker said. When you look at Canelo's last fight especially, but the last 4 or 5 fights, honestly, his activity has precipitously, yes, Clubber D, precipitously decreased. And he's just not as quick as he used to be. And if you still have Terrence Crawford, who is quick and can stick and move and can possibly stay away from those liver punches, from those really heavy Canelo punches.
I want to ask you guys something too. This is what might happen in the fight. What happens when you have 2 high IQ fighters in the ring? What happens?
That's ugly.
It's not a good matchup stylistically. Sometimes
somebody's gonna have to press the issue.
Bring him down first Lomachenko the first few rounds before he made him quit.
Nope.
2 high IQ fighters are not gonna want to. They're gonna be very cautious of each other, right?
Grab him and hold him. When you inside, bud, wrap his ass up. Wait till the referee break you up.
Do like Bivol did. Bivol got in the pocket and got out.
That's cool.
Bivol got in the pocket, did what he had to do. Them stepped away, and Canelo was against the rope. Like, come on. I was like, no.
So yeah, it'll be interesting. See who's going to be on the front foot or whatnot. I think both are pretty decent countering, or very good countering, both of them. So. Yeah, that's gonna play a factor in. I guess that reach edge being in favor of Crawford's got to count for something. When you look at it, and then when you see him standing there, I mean, Crawford, he looks like he's going about it the right way.
I mean, he has 3.5-inch reach, as you mentioned. He can stick and move. He can get in there. He's put the weight on properly, as you said. And if we look at it this way, too, gentlemen, if we think about it this way, Canelo has been basically he has been handpicking opponents the past at least 5-10 fights, which he knows he's going to win most likely. He's also in Vegas most of the time, where the judges have his back and are going to give him decisions when they can. Also, he has ran like he did in the Skull fight. Crawford, on the other hand, now this comes into the point that you just mentioned. If Canelo does run and does hold and does try to stay away from those stick and move punches of Crawford, then Crawford won't be able to fight him like he did in Earl Spence when they were both getting in there and he was able to knock him down 3 times, right? So Yeah, no, I really want to go with Crawford because I think, as y'all mentioned, he did everything the right way, and he has consistently gotten better year after year after year, and hasn't slowed down yet. While Canelo has. The only thing that I come back to, and we'll get, I see you wanted to say something. The only thing I get back to is how is it going to be judged again in Vegas when Canelo usually has that sort of advantage, right? Go ahead.
What's the biggest shit talking that Crawford's been doing to Canelo? He's been talking, or I mean, what Canelo's been telling Crawford is like, bro, who have you fought? Who's Ricky Burns? Who are your opponents? So a lot of people have questioned Crawford's resume. You know what I'm saying? The Errol Spence fight just put him fucking, I mean, way up top. I mean, undisputed at 140, but a lot of people question, how he got there. And
he went up against some good fighters. I mean, I think that, of course, it's not like superstars that he was fighting. But that being said, I mean, if you even compare it to history, there are always these good fighters, contenders in and around the weight classes or whatever. So I think he went up against a lot of good fighters, contenders who were competing at that particular time, and had he been over there on the PBC side and could have gotten a hold of the likes of the Porters, Spences, and Ugas types earlier, then I think he would have showed himself to be who he is then as well. But unfortunately, the boxing politics got in the way,
My caveat to a lot of that stuff when I hear certain fans say that who is Crawford fought, my caveat is also who did Canelo fight without a stipulation, or where were they in their career? Okay, you fought Amir Khan, and that was at a catchweight, I believe. You fought Cotto, and you're way bigger than him. You drain people. You say they can only come in a fight weighing a certain amount. Like Charlo could only be 10 pounds over when they fought. So there's a lot of stipulations on who he fights, even though they're big names. I'll give him Austin Trout. I'll give him that all day. But after Mayweather, when Mayweather drained him those 2 pounds, since then it's kind of like he's always dictated the rules on when he fights somebody and how he fights somebody. So that's always my caveat to that. Yes, they're names, but if I played against Magic Johnson in 93 when he had HIV, it wasn't the same Magic in 88. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's just Magic Johnson. I didn't guard him. You know what I'm saying? I just, the head check. Hey, I'm not Karl Malone.
Hey, don't be a sassy Santana, my friend.
Speaking of that, where's Jake at? Where Jake at, man? He's saying with his chest.
Jake, Jesus Christ.
Hey,
go ahead, John.
One other thing, because I was just thinking of it, and not that it's a 1-for-1 or necessarily apples to apples. I was just thinking, say Crawford, we know he's a great fighter. And you look at Canelo opponents, if Crawford was moving up, jumping these weight classes, he took on Jack Ryder or Zach Ryder, the Ryder guy, John Ryder. I would pick Crawford. William Skoll, wouldn't we pick Crawford over William Skoll, even if he was jumping up over him? So maybe some of that factors in as well, and it just depends on, I think the onus is going to lie largely on Canelo to look like his old self.
Yep.
That greatness of Canelo that he was able to garner, he's going to have to bring that out, I believe, in this contest.
Canelo's record is not going to reflect that he tried to fight Makabu at cruiserweight.
Oh, Makabu.
Oh, golly.
The record's not going to reflect that he tried to do that.
Yeah,
we all know that's some bullshit.
They did a face-off. They did a face-off somewhere.
Pasuda with a side of Pasuda.
Man, they almost saw that bullshit.
Well, that's that strategy stuff right there, because he could have got up there and potentially could have got a cruiserweight title. That strategy right there.
Man, he would have got that record. He would have got that belt for sure. That's why he was going to do it. It wasn't trying to challenge nobody. No challenge.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give him.
Go ahead.
I give him credit for the Plant fight. For sure.
Oh yeah.
That was a tough fight. You know what I'm saying? And Plant really tried to do what he could do. So I give him credit for that one. Sure. Canelo has had some great fights, man, but listen, fellas, he's not Superman. We've seen this dude get beat. We've seen him get cleaned up. People act like the dude ain't like he's unstoppable. The only thing that's unstoppable on that dude is his chin. We've never seen him being cracked. I don't think Bud could crack his chin.
Got cracked once. He did. He was on skates when Cotto's brother fought him back in the day. That's what I'm telling you.
Jose.
Okay.
It's the only time.
Yeah, but I mean, the dude's got one of the best chins in boxing, fam.
That's true.
So,
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't see the only person I could possibly see in the canvas is Bud. I hate to say that shit, but we know that left
Oh,
hook
yeah.
is something serious. You don't know if it's going down low or it's coming up top. So, like I said, grab him and hold him.
Ask Charlo. He felt that hook, and then he said, "All right, I'm gonna run. I'm just gonna run."
Charlo went and laid on the ropes. He's like, "Oh, okay, that's a million. That's a million. That's a million."
Bud would do better than Charlo. Charlo really wasn't trying to engage much.
Not at all.
Very, very cautious. I feel like Bud, he's got something in him where I think that he's gonna go for some things.
Once he gets the range, I think once Bud gets the range down, that's really going to dictate the fight. If he realizes where he needs to be to kind of keep Canelo off him and have Canelo come in, pause, that's going to be really how the fight's going to go.
Ooh, that was a hard one. Right
Wowzers, that
I saved myself. I saved it.
Let's get to some comments here. Jose Diaz Crawford by decision. Holy cannolis. And then Andrew G says, shout out Andrew G. Thank you for tuning in. Says boring fight when you have two high IQ fighters. Jose Diaz says if they have high IQ, they got to show up sometime. Right. You got to start throwing punches. Shout out Picasso. Says salute everyone. Skywalker, what it do? Yayo comes back, says Canelo has been beaten before, isn't invincible. Says we can't act like Canelo didn't grab the cocaine belt without beating Sometimes I should read these comments before I put them up. Canelo learned afterwards Mayweather how to conduct his fights. Picasso, Bomac,
you get better, man. Yeah, definitely.
Facts.
Bomac and Bob blocked the Pacquiao fight.
Yeah.
And then Andrew G finally says Badu Jack killed Makabu, so yeah, Canelo would have destroyed him easy.
Where would you rank? I mean, do you guys give credit to Canelo if he beats Bud convincingly? Like just
100%.
Where would you rank him amongst all of the best Mexican fighters, like Julio Cesar Chavez, Salvador Sanchez?
Not one.
Not even close. He's not even top 5, fam. If we keep it real,
because they don't respect him.
No, I believe he's top 5. Though. I think he's top 5. I don't think.
If he's not top 5, Clubber D needs to update his short.
He's top 5 for me.
I think I have him at 3 or 4.
Yeah, I'm 3. Yeah,
3.
Yeah, he's not top 3.
I'm going to do a video on the most disrespected Mexican fighter in history, so I'll save that.
Him not fighting David Benavidez gets him some negative spot rankings.
Yeah, that does though. I agree with that. Man.
Yeah,
that's a bad one.
I mean, and the people are calling for it.
Even Nacho Vera said something about it.
Yeah. So
he's in the running there for top 5. I think he's in the running, but it's tough when you really break it down and look at things, especially if you look at it on paper who individuals fought. But I think he definitely is in the running there. I would have to think a little bit harder about it. But I think from an accomplishment standpoint, that's going to help to elevate him,
That's kind of
think about it being a little bit different, in terms of for some of the guys back in the day when it was just a single belt to be undisputed. Here in this 4-belt era, you can become a unified champion and stuff a little bit differently, So
Bevo said he wanted to touch him up at 168 too.
He did.
He ducked that smoke.
He didn't want that
smoke.
But like I said, I had been picking Canelo leading up until this point, but I've switched my pick to Crawford. I just think Crawford's going to have it,
Yeah, and again, I mean, Clubber D and I have talked about this fight since it got announced, going on 2 years, more than 2 years now, and everybody going along the way had agreed it was kind of the size difference, things like that. But again, 2 years is a long time, and a lot of things can change, and a lot of things have changed. And I agree with Yayo. He's not going to knock him out. He's probably not even going to knock him down. If he's going to win, it's going to have to be by decision. But I'm looking at the trends. Again, I'm an analyst. All right. I look at the numbers. I look at trends. If I see Canelo is going one way in his fights and I see Crawford is still going the other way in his fights, well, I am only to assume that that's the way it's still going to continue. But then I have to layer in the factor of Vegas Mexican Independence Weekend. Canelo getting all of these kind of decisions that maybe he doesn't deserve. And I am going off the cuff, and we're doing it a draw. A straight up draw. Just the worst shenanigans ever. Yes, money. That's exactly right.
Certainly.
That's what I said. I said Crawford by split or
you make a lot of money for part two
on that.
I'm gonna put some money in. I'm gonna do it. Fuck it, whatever. I'll put $10 on it. We'll see what happens.
They mentioned, and as I had mentioned, they announced who the judges were. I just don't have it off top, but they're seasoned. We got seasoned judges, the seasoned official. You know, be interesting.
Man, hold up a second.
Let me see if I can find who the judges are.
I'd watch it be like a 11th round Crawford knockout to the body on Canelo.
Yo, how many fighters has Canelo fought that has come up from like 2 weight classes?
I mean, Miguel.
Oh, listen to this.
No, he fought.
Josecito Lopez.
Oh yeah.
Josecito Lopez.
Yep.
Miguel Cotto.
Mm-hmm.
Then he fought Amir Khan next. Next, not later, but next.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got you got Mel, and then you got Bud. And you can't forget about, we all know what Floyd did to him.
Well, hold on, Yayo. How many times do you get gifted the WBA fight when you fight Liam Smith?
Shane Mosley? Wait a minute, Shane Mosley too?
Yeah, he did fight Mosley. Mosley was pretty much past it.
Yeah, he was done. That's what I'm saying. The times when he fought these fighters, when he fought them, they were kind of,
Bro, what are we making the case for here? Are you saying this dude is one of the greatest fighters ever? And we talk about people who could have possibly been fighting at 140 and 135 pounds in the amateurs? You know what I'm saying? Like that, bro, that shit is crazy.
Yeah, it gets a bit more nuanced than the record alone when you factor in those types of things right there. I will say it does.
People out here calling us monkeys and shit, and this motherfucker is out here fighting. He out here bullying little dudes.
It's true.
I guess the solace would be that Canelo, he did start lower. I think he might have been in the low 140s or something like that. And he burst on the scene, but by the same token, he was 15, I believe, when he turned pro. So he kind of grown up in the sport, and he didn't have an amateur background. So he's kind of learned on the job there in terms of working his way up here. But no, you're right.
Let the record reflect.
They said they couldn't match
Josecito Lopez.
But I definitely don't view him as the number 1 Mexican fighter of all time. No, sure. I know, but some people have him there at that marker,
Salvador Sanchez.
Angel Diaz says Julio Cesar is the best.
That's my
that's
He's one of the best. I got another guy, but I'll say that later.
Salvador Sanchez.
Angel also says they haven't been in the ring for a long time, so he's seeing a little bit of ring rust here. And then Andrew G says they want to preserve the 2 fighters' perfect record. That's right, draw. No perfect record there, but draw anyways.
And in that regard, I had kind of brought it up, but I think about when Sugar Ray Leonard beat Marvin Hagler. He had been out for a little bit, and he came in. He had the right strategy, got in there. Won some of those later rounds. Those it seemed to be split, which I wouldn't doubt if this goes into decision, it'll be the case here. But some think that Hagler won. Some think that Leonard won. I felt that Leonard won based on me seeing it and scoring it. But I could see us having a case of that, especially if it turns out to be a close fight.
So how do we feel about this, Josh? I got your referees for your judges for you, excuse me.
Yeah.
The 3 judges will be the same judges that were just judging the controversial Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios fight, which Yayo never wanted to see. We've got Tim Cheatham, Max DeLuca,
Cheatham
Weisfeld.
Cheatham gonna cheat him.
Weisfeld too.
I mean, they're seasoned. They got championship pedigree in terms of their judging and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But man, no, you're right. It's interesting. That's gonna make it.
Motherfuckers got some garlic infused olive oil splashed on their booty hole. Motherfuckers.
Do you think that
I told you, boy,
do you think that controversial decision though in that last fight? Do you think that might? Do you think we might see again something fishy here then because of these judges? What are we thinking?
Hey man, them hotels dried up, fam. I told you.
I mean, I think it's going to depend on how definitive either fighter looks. If it's a close fight, I'm sure it's going to be controversial. Regardless, sort of like the Triple G fights, outside of the third one at least, it was controversial. Like that first one being a draw, there were people who were definitive and adamant that Triple G won that first fight. And by that same token, the same with the second, personally speaking, it's certainly tricky. I can tell you from an officiating standpoint, I've been on the wrong side of some decisions there on the amateur side and all of that. And man, it can be tough. Like, what are they seeing or what am I not seeing? It's gonna be interesting. Somebody set themselves apart.
Josh, has any of the boxers ever tried to fight you because they didn't like your refereeing?
No, but I've gotten yelled at by coaches and parents and things of that nature.
I feel somebody's they always get mad at the referees in these things or something. I feel like,
hey man, Omar, I ain't gonna lie to you, fam. I fired Josh up from the stands, man. I fire him up. I'll be calling all type of names. Hey, my baby won, man.
At least in Josh's defense, he's not a little fella, so at least that's kind of
That's a good point.
If you're like a 5-foot string bean, they'd be like, "Man, get this guy out of here. What's he doing? Get out of here."
Hey, somebody get this motherfucker some glasses. Good, man.
Hey, it's one of those things. Hey, the winning quarter, they're gonna be in favor of me as a referee, but the other quarter is gonna be opposite of me. You know what I'm saying? So it all depends on which end you were on.
Angel Diaz, I just realized you were catching up on the stream. So when you catch up to this, shout out to you when you catch up on this. That being said, shout out to everybody who tuned in today. What an amazing show. We really appreciate everybody that tuned in on all of the different channels here. And we really hope that you have a great and amazing boxing weekend. That being said, we are going to go around the horn. Please tell everybody where they can find you, where they can subscribe at. We're going to start with you, Josh.
Hey, you know what it is. 86 Boxing at 86 Boxing. Pretty much everything. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, you name it, Twitter, all that stuff at 86 Boxing. So I appreciate being here. Always enjoy the invite and being able to come on and chat with you gentlemen.
Yeah, and again, y'all, Josh is, I love watching Josh's boxing videos because if you are a fan of boxing, you will definitely get the knowledge and history that you're looking for. So definitely check out 86 Boxing for definitely all your boxing history. It's tremendous. That being said, let's move it on. Papi Chunyeo, where can they find you at?
Yeah, you can find me roasting your favorite Canelo supporter somewhere online. Nah, I'm just playing. Y'all can find me at Papi Chunyeo on IG. What we do, we're helping to build a sport. You know what I'm saying, and having to roast a few people along the way, but we just here for the sport. That's it.
Yeah, here for the love of the sport. We are all been longtime boxing fans. We love the sweet science, as it is so aptly called. Skywalker, you're putting your kids through boxing training. You're doing all kinds of big stuff in the boxing world. One of the foremost boxing networking people. He gets all the interviews with all the fighters, all the coaches. Tell them where they can find you.
Hey man, I'm the only Mexican on the panel. Viva Mexico, cabrones! Let's go Canelo on Saturday. Let's go Mexican independence. Shout out to all the raza tuning in. Much love to all my gente. And you can follow me at Skywalker Boxing Media on all platforms. And then you can find me on my network, Mo Boxing, no problem, man. We're out there grinding. We got Dom out there covering the Canelo Crawford card. She's already interviewed Canelo.
Nice.
Check out Dom. Yeah, she's been coming on the show lately. She's part of the Mo Boxing Network, and she's out there putting that work this weekend, man. Shout out to her. So, but thank you guys, man. Much love to everybody. And have a blessed fight weekend.
Oh, someone's mute.
Yeah, you're muted.
I muted myself because I was typing in where I want everybody to subscribe, so I didn't want anybody to hear. But yeah, salute to you. That's awesome. Salute to her. she's all where we're trying to get. We all wish we could have an interview with Canelo or Crawford. Like, come on,
yeah.
man. I mean,
I could have went, bro. I couldn't afford the hotel prices on a Canelo weekend. You got to have some hookups in Vegas, man.
As Yayo said, they need to make their money where they can, apparently. Have a great night, Angel Diaz. We appreciate you. Clubber D, the Combat G, my brother.
Yeah, Combat G, always in a place to be. You can find me. Check me out on Clubber at Clubber D on YouTube. Check me out. Got a couple videos. Got some coming up. Also on Sundays, Ball and Buds, we do a Sunday showdown at 7:00 Eastern time. We're going to talk about the football games that went on that day. We'll give my Niner review. Omar will give the Raider review. Lamar will give the Falcons review. And we got Peach. If he comes on, he'll give the Commanders review who play tomorrow. But yeah, we got a lot of things popping. But check us out. Check me on Ball and Buds. Check me on page at Clubber D. And that's about it.
Yes, sir. He said it. And look, I hit all that. I put all the YouTube channels in there for you. So please make sure you subscribe there as well. Papi Chunyeo does not have a YouTube, but please follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, he does. He got
bullshit.
You got YouTube?
No, he has a YouTube. It's connected probably too.
It's his name, right?
It's his name.
What is the name, Papi? What's the name?
I'm Papi Chunyeo.
Is it?
This motherfucker right here.
Papi Chun Puppet.
He's live. Yeah, he be going live. He got a lot of shows on his shit. What?
Hold on. No, I'm trying to find you for real. Hold on. Wait, really?
We're gonna fire.
Oh, there
him
it
up.
is. I see it. Okay.
We gonna have to fire him up.
I see it.
I love it.
Papi Chun Puppet in the house.
Take your time.
One of my favorite shorts is still the one where you came in with the puppet the first time after Clubber D had made that comment. You were like, Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty Rhodes.
He's dying.
Dusty Rhodes.
There you go. That's Papi Chunyeo's right there. So please make sure you subscribe.
That will be getting switched to the Light on the Yayo podcast.
Well, there you go.
But
if you subscribe now, you'll go right along with the switch, and you won't have to follow later.
Bam.
And we had an amazing first show in the Football Sunday Showdown. It was so much fun. We had a lot of viewers. So catch us there again, talking all the NFL and college. That's right after the day games, right before your Sunday night game, 7 Eastern, 8 Eastern.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, thank you again, everybody. Hit this like button, even if you're watching on the replay. It helps us all out. Make sure you tap into all of these channels, as well as Ernest Johnson on YouTube. We appreciate you. And thank you. Until next time, enjoy your boxing this weekend. Huge boxing weekend, fight fans. All right, y'all. Stay safe and be well. Holla.
Peace with the millions. It's that world heavyweight flow. Championship belt wrapped around my waist. Yo, I got that Ric Flair figure four. Slam you on the pavement, that's why they call me street pro. Great, he don't beat close. Like Jordan after the second time he three-peated, folks. Get ready, set, let's go. Fight toe to toe, release the flow created by this mic pro. Lights, camera, get low. Action packed, back to back, in fact this monster will grow. Y'all better let him know. Man with the master plan and you have no need to know. Hard like winter cold. Bust these fools, anything less than killing whack rappers is a crime. I stay trying to get mine. Stacking value, packing venues, winning over time. Ain't no fine timeline. Open your eyes, you're looking for the best and this is what you find. Game is only for the bold. You came prepared, now get ready for the show.
Introducing from parts unknown, your UFC and combat sports insider, Clubber D, the Combat G, and the Sports Professor.